Venerable has been talking about thought training the last few days. Personally speaking, I think of all the great treasury of Dharma teachings, the thought training teachings that we get in the Tibetan tradition are like the most precious in terms of how to live in daily life. They certainly help cultivate the causes and conditions for our own awakening, and that's our goal and our aspiration. And we have to get through the day. We have to get through the day as best we can without clobbering somebody, telling them off, or killing ourselves. And that is not an easy task. It's really true. Mostly if we're not mindful, my experience and also my observation is that we careen through our lives bouncing off the objects that are in front of us, the people, the situations, the buildings, the weather, the bing, 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 bouncing, react, bounce, react, react. We're like little pinballs in a pinball machine. Like somebody who pulls the trigger, pulls the lever, boom. Do they still have pinball machines? Oh, good, good. Make sure this is a contemporary analogy. Anyway, the ball goes, and our emotions, our mind, our perception is all over the map. And then we roll down the hill, we fall into the gutter, and then, ping, here we go again. And so the thought training teachings help us stop. That's really what they do. That phrase that Venerable Children quotes from Lama Yeshe so much, we have this yo-yo mind that we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down, and it's all in reaction to, we think, it's all in reaction to the things that are happening around us. And what we begin to learn as we study the Dharma is, very slowly, oh, maybe it's not them. Maybe it's not them. So yes, something just got in the way of my happiness. That's the first thing we can notice whenever something is starting to arise in the mind, especially the negative emotions. Attachment is the hardest to find. But if I'm irritated, if I'm frustrated, if any of those kinds of anger-oriented feelings are arising in the mind, instantly we can stop and go, my happiness just got thwarted. That is a real sign that it's time to apply the thought training teachings. And actually, if that arises, then that's also the first sign to know I have attachment. Because attachment is so hard to see, it feels good, it feels quite normal, it feels quite logical, but somebody gets in the way. Yeah, it feels even virtuous. But somebody gets in the way of what I want, and I react with a strong, negative, out there kind of mind. Somewhere our attachment has been thwarted. And so the very most basic recognition, and one of the tools that I have found most useful that Venerable Children has given us, is when I recognize that there is an affliction in the mind, to stop and say, there is an affliction. I am not seeing reality correctly. Right there. Now, if I can keep my mouth shut after that, we are miles ahead. Often I can't. Often I might notice that I should have kept my mouth shut and there was an affliction present because of what I said. That's also an indicator for somebody with a quick mouth. But if we can begin to just use that phrase throughout the day, am I seeing reality correctly in this moment? Am I seeing all the sides of the situation in a moment? Am I grasping at things as inherently existent? Am I grasping at things as permanent? Am I grasping at things as pleasurable? Am I grasping at things in the nature of happiness? Or am I grasping at things as permanently in the nature of misery? Am I seeing reality correctly? Am I seeing reality only from the lens of I, me, my, and mine? And if you can stop and just begin to analyze right then, it begins to break the cycle of our habits with the afflictions. We have countless eons. I've said this before, beginningless time is something I really think about. How long has it been that these afflictions have been arising unarrested, unrecognized even in this consciousness, in the continuity of this consciousness. So there's a habit that will take some time to reduce. And so as much as I can give myself also the space to recognize this is a habit, but it's also a conditioned phenomena. I'm not a bad person that caused these arise. It's just a habit. It's just something that's arising due to causes and conditions. And because it's arising due to causes and conditions, it's changeable. And so if I stop right now and say, I'm not seeing reality correctly, keep my mouth shut, don't make any more negative karma, and let's examine what's going on. What is it? And then slowly we begin to learn to name the affliction. Oh, so, and this is what my mind is like when jealousy arises, which is another one that's very hard to see. This is what my mind is like when pride is in action. This is what my mind is like when anger is in action. So that's how we begin to apply it. But the first step, stop. I am not seeing reality correctly. And it helps. So try it.